Hello world, it's me again. It's the Don, the Senator, smooth and rude, deserved style, your internet cousin, coming to you live from the 804 to the 75 wide, cause we global, baby, yeah. This is the Mansion in the Sky podcast where we build the lamb while we drive it. Every day we strive to become envious, which is unconquerable and influential in every area of your life. Our focus here at the Mansion is to learn lessons from current events, either global or local, and apply it while staying in the mix about technology, health, and everything in between in a cold, calculated, and never so changing world. Lighters, welcome home. All right, so we have a interesting episode. I mean, every episode is interesting, especially when you're dealing with the Don. Of course, yeah. Nothing's changing as far as the format is concerned. Let's go ahead and get this music up out of here. First thing is first is that we're gonna go into the word of the day. After word of the day, then we're gonna roll right into the Don isms, the isms, how to the Don isms. After that, then we're gonna go into our first topic, which is the flight 5342 American flight that collided with the Black Hawk on Friday. No, not Friday. The other day. We'll just say the other day. A couple of days ago. And I'm not going to give my opinion on it. That's not what I'm going to do. That's not what this segment is for. Because I'm not air traffic control. I'm not a pilot. So I'm not going to give my opinion on that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you someone else's point of view and what they think. Hold on, let me turn on my light over here. So I'm going to give you somebody else's point of view. Give them a shout out. And hold on, I'm turning my lights on. I should have had all this set up. But I was so excited to get to talking to you guys. And yeah, so we're going to give you somebody else's point of view. Then after that, the main point of covering this is I want to celebrate the life of all the people that perished on those flights. Because I frequently fly, and of course, I would never want anything like that to happen to myself or anybody else. But unfortunately, catastrophic events like this occur and they happen in this world. Maybe more frequently than they should. But let's remember that flying is way safer than driving. But I think it's important that we celebrate and acknowledge the people who lost their life on this particular flight. So we will acknowledge and mind you, these are all of the people's bodies that they found. Saying that the other, however many people's bodies that they did not find, we will say that they are still alive and out there. But for this show's sake, all the people's bodies that they found, we will celebrate the life of those people and acknowledge them, because far too many times, I don't know, I have a interest in watching these type of YouTube channels. I can't remember the exact name of these YouTube channels, but their main niche is plane crashes and going through the whole gauntlet of start to end and what went wrong and things like that, and then creating animations and taking the audio from the actual event and intertwining it into the video to basically recreate what happened. And I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting. But a lot of times they don't celebrate the life of the people who lost their life. So I just think that it's fitting that we celebrate those people who usually, normally in the media wouldn't get that type of time. So that's what we're gonna focus on for segment number one. Segment number two, we're gonna talk about getting money pregnant. That's what we're gonna talk about. Getting the money pregnant. So let's go straight into it. Word of the day is, if I can pull it up, excuse me,
Encroach.
encroach, which is a verb. Encroach. It means gradually move or go into an area that is beyond the usual or desired limits, or to gradually take or begin to use or affect something that belongs to or is being used by someone else. Encroach is often followed by, on, or upon. Examples: conflicts between people and bears increase as humans continue to encroach on bear territory. They argue that the law would encroach on states' authority. Another way to use it in context. In their young adult years, Mufasa and Tika found their courage and loyalty tested when a group of white lions encroach upon the pride. And once again, encroach, Encroach. It's a verb. Encroach. Don't encroach on my territory. All right, let's move along. Let's get into the first topic because I was running my mouth. Oh, let's get into the isms. The isms, Donisms. All right, so today's Donism. Laziness kills ambition. Anger kills wisdom. Fear kills dreams. Ego kills growth. Jealousy kills peace. Doubt kills confidence. Confidence kills doubt. Peace kills jealousy. Growth kills ego. Dreams kill fear. Wisdom kills anger. Ambition kills laziness. Let's go in. Let's start at the top. Because let's be real. In this country, it's a lot of lazy people who have dreams and have ambition. So let's properly diagnose lazy, as in disciplined to activity, or excuse me, not energetic or vigorous. What's ambition? A desire to achieve a particular end or outcome. Which I think we can all say we've been lazy. But if you want something, if you really want something, you got to be ambitious. You got to be motivated. You can't be lazy. Laziness kills ambition. Anger kills wisdom. What's anger? A strong feeling of displeasure, and usually of a strong feeling of displeasure, and a threatening or violent appearance or state. What's wisdom? The ability to discern inner qualities and relationships. Good sense. Generally accepted beliefs, a wise attitude, belief, or course of action. Now, anger kills wisdom, I believe, because anger is an emotion. Wisdom, like it says, is a belief. It's a discernment. It's ability to discern inner qualities. It's good sense. Anger is wild. Anger is unpredictable. Anger is volatile. You have to have wisdom. You have to be wise when you're in pursuit. To not let emotion run you. To not let emotion be the driver of the car. You can't let anger veer you off the road where wisdom will put that right hand on that steering wheel and push through. Like they say here, you see anything that's like 3 feet or below on the road, you put two hands on the steering wheel and you just drive through. Wisdom. That might not make a lot of sense to y'all, but it made perfect sense to me. Wisdom. Anger kills wisdom. Fear kills dreams. Fear. What's fear? An unpleasant, often strong emotion caused by anticipation or awareness of danger. Anxious concern. Reason for alarm. False evidence appearing real. Fear kills dreams. Because dreams, in order to be a dreamer, in order to achieve something that's outside of your wildest imagination, you have to be delusional. You have to be crazy. Dreams. What's that? An experience of waking life having the characteristics of a dream. Well, a visionary creation of the imagination. How can you dream if you have fear in the mix? Killing and defueling the very thing that fuels your dreams. Fear kills dreams. Fear kills a lot of things, but fear kills your dreams because you can't be afraid to take a risk. You can't be afraid to dream big. You can't be afraid to dream. I'm living my dream right now. And it's some days I'm afraid, some days I don't care, some days I'm not afraid, but even when I am fearful, I just keep pushing forward anyways. I don't care. It's just like right now. This is, I've done plenty of episodes on this podcast, but repetition is the mother of skill. So I don't care if this particular episode gets 0 views. I don't care. I'm not afraid. Because eventually, I'll get in my rhythm. It'll be exactly where I want it. It'll sound exactly how I want it. I'll have segments in it exactly how I want it. And it'll be exactly, if not better than what I have in my dream. Everything will come together. And I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I see where this can go. I have an idea of the type of people that the Mansion in the Sky podcast or experience, because this will and is an experience. This is just the beginning of stages. This is infancy. The doctor just spanked the baby. The baby's crying right now. That's how brand new this is. I might switch up this whole look. But I'm saying, you can't let fear kill the dream. Ego kills growth. What's ego? The self, especially as contrasted with another self or the world. The one of the three divisions of the psyche and theory that serves as the organized conscious mediator between the person and reality, especially by functioning both in the perception of and adaptation to reality. Let's go down here. Ego. So if a person seems to begin every sentence with I, it's sometimes a sign of a big ego. Sometimes you need an ego to get to where you want to get to. But let's talk about growth. Growth, progressive development. And I think as far as ego and growth is concerned, you need ma'at. You need balance. You got to have enough ego to go over those speed bumps and not be afraid. Not be afraid to dream. Not be afraid to grow. When people, places, things, ideas try to weaponize against you, boss up, keep going, keep growing, and don't let anything get in your way. And sometimes you need ego. Y'all not gonna stop me. I kill me before you kill me. I'll stop the movement of this before you do. So, as far as ego kills growth, yes. I think it's the truth, yes. But at the same time, I think it's more so you need balance. Doubt kills confidence. Hold up, let's go back one. Jealousy kills peace. A jealous deposition, attitude, or feeling. Let's see. Because I just went into jealousy on, I believe it was the last episode. Yeah, it was the last episode. But jealousy, being envious, wanting what somebody else has or wanting something that you can't have. When really you can get it all. You can have everything. Like going on social media and looking at other people's so-called successes. That comparison is the thief of joy. It is. It is. I've had to scale back my social media usage. I've almost gone zero dark 30. Now I do go on TikTok, as you'll see later on in this episode and from the last episode. But if you go back to my latter episodes before I had this whole new setup and everything like that, you'll see I was using Instagram, I was using Twitter, X, I was using everything. But Facebook, but I scaled back all of that because I found myself comparing myself to my peers, other content creators, other influencers, other people, thinking like, man, why am I not where they are? I'm better than that person. I can do better than them. But everybody has their own timeline. And your timeline is not somebody else's timeline. So you need to stick to your own script. That's why jealousy kills peace. And peace is simply a state of tranquility or quiet or harmony within one's self. And then doubt kills confidence. Absolutely. To call into question the truth, to be uncertain or in doubt about, to lack confidence in, to consider unlikely. Confidence, a feeling or a consciousness of one's powers or of reliance on one's circumstances. The quality or state of being certain. Doubt absolutely kills confidence, and confidence absolutely kills doubt. They're the inverse of each other. Each one of these states of consciousness, if you want to say that, are the inverse of each other. They kill one another. And doubt will take you down. I've been doubtful of myself for a long time. And I understand that life is a wave. Ups and downs, smiles and frowns. I understand that. But for someone to be as talented and as resilient and as ambitious and as much of a dreamer and as wise and as peaceful and confident as myself, I have no idea why. I mean, I do have an idea, but doubt took me down. Now, I'm not down now. Definitely not down now. But I'm telling you my story while entertaining you guys at the same time. It was doubt. It was fear. It was anger. It was laziness. It was ego. It was jealousy. It was all of these things that killed the ambition, the wisdom, the dreams, the growth, the peace, and the confidence. And you got to get to the point where what you want overseeds the laziness, the anger, the fear, the ego, the jealousy, the doubt. You got to get to the point that the life you want, the people that you want, the relationships you want, the money that you want, the you that you want doesn't allow laziness, anger, fear, ego, jealousy, and doubt to kill that. Because a lot of us do it. I've done it. Like I said, I'm telling my story right now, and I'm not afraid to tell my story. I got in my own way, just like many of us. I thought, hey, I don't have enough time. I thought, hey, the timing has to be perfect. I thought, hey, I have to have the perfect equipment with the perfect people, with the perfect mindset, with the perfect, with all my equipment fully charged and the right amount of coffee, with the right amount of nicotine, with the right clothes and everything like that. I thought. But in reality, that was a laziness to get started. That was the anger because other people was doing what I knew I could do and do better. That was the fear that in the beginning, it's not going to look good. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be filthy work, nasty work. It was the ego. Yeah, well, if him can do it, I can do it too. Him ain't me. me better than him. In reality, I didn't put in the work. I didn't put in the work. If the opportunities came to me, I would have fumbled. And that's the truth. The doubt. Well, what happens if I put in that time? What happens if I put in my 10,000 hours and it don't work? It don't pop off. I don't even, at this point in the game, I don't even care nothing about doubt. I don't care how ugly it looks. I don't. I don't care how ugly it looks. I'm not afraid to put it out there. I'm not afraid to look bad, sound bad. I'm not afraid. I'm not angry. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm just trying to be better than my damn self and outwork myself and prove to myself that there's a place here in this industry for the Don, and I'm here to stay. And I want to come here and I want to help revolutionize this space. And I know I can do it. So don't let laziness kill your ambition. Don't let anger kill the wisdom. Don't let fear kill your dreams. Don't let ego kill your growth. Let your ego fuel your growth. Don't let jealousy kill your peace. Because what? Jealousy, comparison, is the thief of peace. Don't let doubt kill your confidence. Because in reality, confidence kills the doubt. Be certain. Peace kills your jealousy. Be okay with who you are and just keep it moving. Growth kills ego, and at the same time, they fuel each other. Have balance with them. Your dreams need to be bigger than your fears. Because if you're dreaming big enough, you should be scared. You should be dreaming so big that you should be afraid. Like, this is a wild dream. I want to take over the world. No, I'm just playing. But dream big enough that you don't even have time to be afraid. Wisdom kills anger. Don't let anger be the Geppetto to your Pinocchio. Use your anger as a tool. Channel your anger. Put it into something constructive. And your ambition, along with discipline, kills laziness. Because it's hard to get out that bed at 5 o'clock in the morning and get up, meditate with no phone in your hand for about 10, 15 minutes. Silence. Very little frequencies going on at that time because not a lot of people are up at 5 in the morning. Night shift is just getting off or they're getting ready to get off. All the people who are at the Wawa or the come and go, I think that's what it's called, or the Sheets, they're making all the breakfast burritos and things like that. They're up doing their things, but it's hard to get up and not get on that phone and 30 minutes later go in that gym, hit that treadmill. After you hit the treadmill for 20 minutes, hit jump rope, skip for a couple minutes, and then go in there and hit leg day. It's easy to skip leg day. It's easy to skip leg day. Hitting legs suck, but I love hitting legs. I love leg day. Leg day's the best day. I like coming out the gym not being able to walk. Pause. But yeah, that's the isms. That's the isms. The isms. The Don isms. That's the isms for the day. All right, let's move straight into topic number uno. First of all, before I even get into this topic, I just want to say rest in peace to all of the people who lost their lives a couple days ago. And I send out my condolences to the families. And I hope that we never have another plane crash again. So let's go.
Beneath it, and that is what we're focusing on. Military helicopter and a passenger flight right here. Moment of impact in 3, 2, there. And you know what's amazing at a time like this, you know, a city that's always on the move, you have people driving through, driving in and out of DC over towards Virginia, and you see this happen. You got to wonder what goes through your head. It's usually such a majestic sight to see these planes taking off and landing, and that's why Gravelly Point, it's such a popular place, not just for adults, but you know, for kids to watch that happening.
Like I said, so I'm not giving my point of view on what happened. We just watched the video from one point of view. Now, it's so many different points of views and different angles of what happened. And so many people have opinions. So if you want to hear somebody's opinion, go online and go somewhere else, because I'm not giving my opinion. I'm just showing what happened and presenting somebody else's opinion. So shout out to Fox 5 DC for allowing me to use your content. Thank you for that. And then after I give you one other person's opinion, then we will celebrate and acknowledge. We'll acknowledge the people who lost their life that night, because I think it's appropriate. I don't think that happens enough when tragedy strikes, especially in crashes. They usually just name the prominent people. So let's say if there is somebody who was famous on that plane, that aircraft that lost their life, they highlight that person, like Stevie Ray Vaughan when he lost his life. I think that was a helicopter. But they'll highlight the famous person, but not all the other regular persons. Or even when Kobe Bryant lost his life, like they just kept saying Kobe and Gigi, Kobe and Gigi. And I understand that's Kobe Bryant. But what about the other people who lost their life too? Can we acknowledge them too? Because they were there too. So first things first, let's give a shout out to US News 1199 on TikTok. I'm using your content. Thank you for helping me get through my show and give a different point of view. So shout out to US News 1199 on TikTok. Oh.
Between the PAP-25 VIP military helicopter and the air traffic controller, and how the rescue operation is being carried out. More details all in the video ahead. The plane had departed from Wichita Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport in Kansas earlier that evening. A PSA Airlines aircraft, operated under American Airlines,
What the hell?
identified as Flight AA5342, collided midair with a military Black Hawk helicopter at approximately 9 p.m. on Wednesday, January 29, 2025. The tragic incident occurred as the plane was making its final approach toward Reagan-Washington National Airport in Arlington, Virginia. American Airlines confirmed that 64 people were aboard the jet, 60 passengers and 4 crew members, while 3 soldiers were aboard the military helicopter. This plane's radio transponder stopped transmitting about 2,400 feet, which is around 730 meters short of the runway, roughly over the middle of the river. This has marked the first major U.S. commercial crash in more than 15 years. From an aerial perspective, it is evident that flight...
And see, what's crazy is one of my ex-coworkers, he texted me like maybe 30 minutes after it happened. And he's like, "Are you safe?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because he knows I fly American a lot when I do fly. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Because it was random. Like, huh? And anyways, he's like, "Turn on the news." And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dude, I don't even watch the news. Like, not like how it was when we was growing up. Like, you know, cable TV, CBS, Fox News, Channel 5, whatever channel was on, just turn it on. It's all over every channel, yada, yada, yada. It's like, all right, go to YouTube, and first thing I looked up was, all right, well, what's going on in the city? So the first thing that I came into was, all right, well, this lady got murdered at this mall at nighttime, and she was well known around the city. So I texted that back to him. He's like, "Nah, that's not it, bro. Look again. Look again." So then I looked. I was like, oh. I was like, oh my gosh. Because he knows that I fly to Virginia all the time. And he didn't know where I was. But when I saw what was happening, I was like, this is a mess. This is a mess. Let's continue.
AA5342 was approaching the airport from the south, descending over the scenic Potomac River. This area is known for its proximity to several iconic landmarks, such as the Pentagon, located nearby in Pentagon City. To the north, one can spot the striking dome of the United States Capitol building, a symbol of American democracy. The Potomac River, which encircles the airport and much of Arlington, serves as a natural boundary and offers breathtaking views for arriving flights. However, this area is also densely trafficked, both by air and on the ground, adding to the complexity of air traffic management in the region. American Airlines Flight 5342, which we'll refer to as the landing flight, was on its final approach to runway 33. At this stage, called short final, the aircraft was mere moments from landing, flying at an altitude of about 400 feet. This is the most critical phase of landing, where every second counts and pilots are laser focused on safely bringing the plane down. At the same time, an Army Black Hawk helicopter, identified as PAT-25, was reportedly on a possible training flight. It was flying perpendicular to the flight path of Flight 5342.
Yeah, that's the course. So I do want to stop and say that's the thing that they always say. Landing is the hardest part of flying. I talk to pilots all the time, and they're like, "Well, why don't you become a pilot?" And I'm like, "Well, maybe one day we could make that happen." But I guess that goes back to the last thing that I was saying, that fear killing the dream. That's too much anxiety to deal with. That's a lot of responsibility. That's a lot of people that you have to deal with. But that landing portion is rough, because it's been more flights that I've been on that had rough landings than it's had smooth landings. Let's talk about it.
Of the Potomac River. The Potomac River is a designated flight corridor for helicopters, and it's common to see aircraft like this operating in the area. The key difference between the two aircraft in this scenario was their operating rules. The Black Hawk helicopter, PAT-25, was flying under visual flight rules. This means it was required to rely on visual observation of its surroundings to avoid other aircraft. The landing flight 5342 was
Alright, so y'all hear that. Alright, we're going to go on to part 2.
Under instrument flight rules, which give it priority over VFR flights in controlled airspace. This system assumes that VFR aircraft will actively maintain visual separation to avoid conflicts. Moments before the collision, the air traffic
all
control
of this
tower
is
at Ronald
allegedly,
Reagan
this
Washington
is
National
somebody
Airport
else's
called
opinion.
PAT-25 to confirm whether they had the other aircraft
I'm showing
in
this
sight.
because
PAT-25
I just thought it was
responded
interesting.
that they did. At first glance, this seems like an acknowledgement that they were aware of Flight 5342's presence and were taking steps to avoid it. However, it now seems likely that PAT-25 had mistakenly identified a different aircraft. possibly a departing flight from the same airport, and believed that was the other aircraft
This is
referred to by the
allegedly,
tower.
but once again, shout out to
Tragically,
U.S.
Pat
News
25 may not have realized
1199.
that Flight 5342
Thank
was
you.
descending directly into its path. This misidentification could have led to the Black Hawk failing to adjust its course in time to avoid a collision. Although I'm not a pilot, this is what appears to have happened based on the available information. It's a heartbreaking incident that raises questions about how such misunderstandings can occur and what safety measures can prevent them in the future. If you have more insight or expertise, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. The passenger plane broke into multiple pieces and sank several feet into the river. Meanwhile, the helicopter ended up landing upside down on the water. Regarding the rescue mission, the main challenge is access. The water they're working in is about 8 feet deep, which is roughly 2.5 meters. On top of that, the conditions are tough. There's strong wind, chunks of ice floating around, which obstructs rescue workers. We also have audio from air traffic control that has been published online, capturing the moments as the two aircraft approach each other. In the recording, we can hear a conversation. It appears to involve the air traffic controller, with P standing for priority air transport, the helicopter, and CRJ referring to the passenger plane. The response seems to come from a helicopter, but something goes terribly wrong. The two aircraft continue to move closer to each other until they crash, and there was no response from the other side. This long shot video, recorded by the Kenby Center Cam, seems to show two aircraft, a helicopter and a commercial airliner colliding, creating a huge flash. If you take a close-up shot, you can clearly see the Black Hawk helicopter traveling at an alarmingly high speed directly towards the plane, a moment of impending danger captured in stark detail. According to reports, the situation unfolded due to apparent confusion on the part of the Black Hawk pilot. He was seemingly unaware of the presence of a second aircraft in the vicinity, which ultimately led to a critical misjudgment. When the flight controller radioed in, asking if the pilot had identified Flight 5342, the pilot confidently confirmed that he had visual contact.
So we're going to stop it there. And I do want to read one comment over here. Let's see. Let's see if we can. All right, so the one comment, allegedly, I don't know who Snickers is, so don't know how true it is, but I just want to read it. As a former Black Hawk crew chief flying at night, we use night vision. And not only is your depth perception gone, but when at low altitude, lights in the sky and ground light can be confusing. I'm not a pilot. I've never flown a plane, let alone a helicopter. So I can't tell you how true that is or not. But I just thought that this was interesting and I wanted to include it into the show. So once again, thank you, U.S. News 1199, for allowing us, the lighters, the envious ones, the Don, to use your clips. All right, let's go ahead and let's celebrate the life of these people. Now, these are all the people that are confirmed to have lost their life. This is the list right here. Let me go ahead and expand this. Let me get it together. So this is the list of everybody right here. So we're going to read off the name of all of the victims aboard American Airlines Flight 5342, including the people, the soldiers that were on the Black Hawks. So, Spencer and Christian Lane. Please excuse me for not mispronouncing names. Please excuse me. Spencer and Christine Lane. Evgenia Shishkova, Vadim Namuv, Gina and Jen Han, Ashra Hassan, Ina Volyanskaya, Samuel Lilly, he was the first officer on the CRJ, Jonathan Campos, he was the captain, Denisha Elder, she was the flight attendant, Ian Epstein, the other flight attendant, Ryan O'Hara, he was one of the soldiers on the Black Hawk, Andrew Ives, Black Hawk crew, Michael Stovall, I believe he was one of the other ones on the Black Hawk crew, but I will confirm that possibly here in a little bit. Because somewhere on, not on it's not on this one, not on this article that I'll be able to confirm it. All right. Jesse Pitcher, Wendy Schaefer, Sean Kay, Angela Yang, Alexander Kishinov, Grace Maxwell, Kaya Duggins, Everly, Aldea, Donna, and Peter Livingston, Sarah Lee Best, Elizabeth Keys, Corey, Roger, and Stephanie Haynos, Casey Crafton, Brielle Bayer, Justina Magdalena, Vikish Patel, Pergentino and Malabed, and Olivia Eve Tur. These are the confirmed casualties and victims that were aboard AA Flight 5342 and the Black Hawk. So now what we're going to do is there's a little bit on each one of these victims. Now, it's a lot. This is a big deal. This is a big deal because it's aviation, okay? And airplanes don't just crash. They don't. They have a bunch of redundancies on them that should not allow them to crash. Should not allow them to even get in the way or be able to maneuver out of the way of something that may or may not get into their path. But once again, I'm not a pilot, so I'm not going to give my opinion on that. But I will say that air travel statistically is the safest travel. Now, as far as this particular flight was concerned, I'm acknowledging everybody on this flight. But there were some prominent figures that were on this flight. For example, Evgenia Shevkova and Nadim Normov. These two won the World Figure Skating Championship in pairs in 1954. The married couple was traveling back to D.C. after attending the U.S. Figure Skating Championships in Kansas. All right. Then you had Gina, 13, And Jin Han, 49. Jin Han is pictured front row in red, and her, I believe that's her. Yeah, that's her. She's also a skater. Gina Han and her mother. She was featured on the club's TikTok page with fellow athlete Ila Ku. Um, they were skaters. So I want to get the skaters out the way first. I want to acknowledge them first. Because it was about 16 skaters, I want to say, that lost their life. Matter of fact, we'll just go down the list. We'll get to the skaters. All right. So Olivia Eve Tur, she's from Maryland. She was among the many skaters that were tragically lost. She belonged to the Tucker Road Ice Rink in PG County. She not only excelled in figure skating programs, but inspired others through her talent, determination, and sportsmanship. Her passion for the sport and positive influence on her peers and coaches will not be forgotten. A way to make an impact at only 12 years old. There you go, Olivia. Rest in peace. Way to make an impact early. All right. Pergentino in Malabad, 51. Rest in peace. He was a colonel for the Philippine National Police. He was the chief of the Supply Management Division. He was in the U.S. to look at equipment the PNP was looking to purchase, according to the local outlet. He had originally traveled to India to inspect 2,675 bulletproof vests. Afterward, they brought 5 vests to the U.S. for further training. He was fully dedicated to being a police officer and was committed to the service of protecting and securing both the Philippine National Police and the nation. His untimely passing is a profound loss to the PNP, where he served with honor, integrity, and dedication through his career. His contributions to the PNP and the nation will never be forgotten. He leaves behind a wife and daughter. His wife is traveling to D.C. to identify his body. See, this is why I felt it necessary to recognize these people, because between the skaters that I've already identified and then the young lady Olivia and Mr. Pergino, Mr. Pergentino, so much was offered. So much was offered. They offered so much to the organizations that they belong to the people that they are around. And I don't think that it's right that you just identify, and I'm wrong for going straight to the skaters. I'm wrong for that. I am wrong for that. These people have offered so much. Look what these people are saying about them. These people have to be acknowledged and celebrated. Lori and Bob Schrock. So they were flying from Wichita to Washington on Wednesday with plans to board a train to Villanova to visit their daughter after landing. And the couple was visiting with their 2 cats. So this is them right here. They are from Kansas. They're getting ready to see their daughter. Both were active in their faith and known for their generosity. Their longtime friend Michael Simpson said, Bob was a farmer, had recently donated to a ministry that acted as an alternative to foster care in their hometown. Come on. A good man, good family. Grace Cantrell, a friend of their daughter Ellie's, who considered the couple like second parents, said they were feeling an unreal feeling of numbness. All the things that her parents won't be there for: her wedding, her first boyfriend, her first kids. She's planning on going to med school. If she becomes a doctor, they won't get to see her achieve that. Sheesh. Vikesh Patel was an MRO transformation, so a maintenance, repair, overhaul, transformation leader at GE Aerospace, a role he had been in for nearly a year. So, accomplished. He has worked for the company for nearly 12 years and had previously worked for GE Aviation. He started at the company after graduating from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, where he received a degree in mechanical engineering. Smart. Genius. Diligent. Resilient. Ambitious. Hardworking. While working, he received a master's degree in logistics, materials, and supply chain management. I'm a career C student, so I wish I had a little bit of what you had here, Mr. Vikesh. GE released a statement regarding Patel's death. This is a tragedy not only for our industry, but also for the GE Aerospace team, as one of our cherished colleagues was on board that flight. I know that was a blow. One of your bright, up-and-coming stars in the industry. All right, Brielle Bayer and Justina Magdalena. Brielle miraculously fought off cancer at just 4 months old. And it was her lifelong dream to make the national skating team. Whew. Come on, young lady. Come on, young lady. Getting it. It gives you a different perspective. This story is humbling me. This right here is humbling me. Mm. 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 All the time wasted. And now, I'm not wasting time now. But just to think, all the time that we've wasted up until this point, all the situations and issues that we allowed to get in our way. This young lady was fighting cancer off at 4 months old and fought it off. There's no excuses. Rest in peace. Andrew Ives, Black Hawk pilot. That's him right there. So Chief Warrant Officer Andrew Ives is a beloved husband and father of two, was one of 3 soldiers aboard the aircraft conducting a training operation. Please pray for everybody on this list. He was from Mississippi. Mississippi is mourning the loss of Brooksville native. And obviously what's this? I don't know if that's Navy, Army, but definitely military. Thank you for your service, sir. Rest in peace. Kaya Duggins. She was there visiting her mom in Wichita, but was returning to D.C. where she worked for Civil Rights Corps. She earned a degree from Harvard Law School and served as a White House intern under former First Lady Michelle Obama's Let Girls Learn initiative. Woo! Come on, man. Come on. We had the future on that aircraft. The future was on that plane. The future was on that plane. The future and right now was on that plane. So, I just want to say, like, get it together. Get it together. Myself included. It's time to get it together. You don't know when life's going to pull the plug on you. Get it together. It was so much on this plane. There was so much going on this plane of these two aircrafts of 64 people. It was so much going on. She earned a degree from Harvard Law School and served as a White House intern under former First Lady Michelle Obama. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Kaya Duggins. Oh, a former beauty pageant contestant and civil rights attorney has been named among the casualties. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Kaya was top 10 finalist in 2014 and 2015 at the Miss Kansas pageant. Kaya was preparing to be a law professor at Howard University in the fall. Mm, 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 mm. Rest in peace. Grace Maxwell. Grace Maxwell, 20-year-old biomedical engineering student at Cedarville University in Ohio. She was in Kansas attending her grandfather's funeral. Mm. Sarah Lee Best, Elizabeth Keys, Vanderbilt University graduate, and Penn Law graduate. And that's a mess. And that's um, Elizabeth Keys right there. So Sarah Lee right there, and Elizabeth Keys. The duo worked together at Wilkinson Stedoff Litigation in the Washington, D.C. office. Founder Beth Wilkinson said, "We are heartbroken by this terrible tragedy. Liz and Sarah were cherished members of our firm, wonderful attorneys, colleagues, and friends. Beyond being an excellent lawyer, Liz brought fearlessness, humor, and sharp wit to work every day, no matter the setting or circumstance. Sarah joined us last fall and quickly energized us with her boundless curiosity, kindness, and intelligence. Rest in peace, young ladies." Hold up, young ladies, y'all might be older than me. Oh, we the same age. Roger, Stephanie, and Corey Hanos. They were also on that flight as part of a team of skaters returning home from the U.S. ice skating. That's Corey right there. That's him with his parents. That's him right there. He'll be remembered as an amazing skater with a very bright future with the U.S. skating team. And that's him doing his thing right there. So they were all returning home from Kansas championship. They said Corey was training to be a future Olympian. I would have loved to have Corey represent us in the future U.S. Olympics. Mm. While the plane did not land safely back on its Earth, their flight, no doubt, continued on into the arms of a loving Savior, ready to welcome them home. Whew. Spencer, 16, and Christine Lane. So Lane and other figure skaters have been returning home from the National Development Camp, which is held in conjunction with the National Championship. That's his mother right there. And I'll show you a video of Spencer. Most of y'all never do that on your best day. Spencer Lane. Christine Lane, rest in peace. I spoke about them. All right. I spoke on these two already, rest in peace. I spoke on Jenna and Jen Han. Rest in peace. Asra Hassan. She messaged her husband, Hamad Raza, to say we're landing in 20 minutes. Tragically, it was the last text that Astra would ever send. Husband said that he texted his wife a few replies, but they were never received. And that's when he realized that something might be up. Rest in peace, Asra Hassan. Samuel Lilly, first officer on the Black Hawk. Oh, no, excuse me, on the CRJ. Newly engaged Lilly, 29 years old, was months away from being promoted to captain in a career that he adored. His father, Timothy, has told to Daily Mail. Samuel was in the prime of his life. He was engaged to a beautiful, wonderful girl, and we were all excited about her joining the family. Timothy, a former Army warrant officer who is now a private jet pilot, was at Teterboro Airport, New Jersey, when the crash happened. But he initially had no idea his beloved son was one of the pilots who perished in the tragedy. So we'll play this video.
The crew of American Eagle Flight 5.
I don't need to see this again.
A Florida native in the mid-air disaster. disaster over Washington, D.C. Captain Jonathan Campos, a Florida native, trained at Epic Flight Academy and built a career he loved. A skilled flight instructor and commercial pilot.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace to you.
First Officer Samuel Lilly was months
Rest in
away
peace
from
to you,
becoming
Sam.
captain. A
Samuel
Georgia
Lilly.
Southern graduate, he left a career in marketing to follow his true calling in the skies.
Rest in peace.
His father, a former Black Hawk pilot, had once flown the very route where
I think this is absolutely necessary.
their last conversation just
I think that when more tragedies like this happen, you recognize everybody. Rest in peace, Ian Epstein. You recognize everybody. Don't just recognize the famous people. Rest in peace, Deja. What was your name? What was your last name? Denasia Elder. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
On Wednesday night, their flight
Rest in peace, Jonathan Campos. That was the captain. Rest in peace, Denasia Elder and Ian Epstein. Those are the flight attendants. Rest in peace, Ryan O'Hara. That was one of the crew on the Black Hawk. He was from Georgia. He was on board. He was one of the 3 Army soldiers on an annual proficiency training flight and is one of the people who perished. He left behind a wife and a 1-year-old son. Michael Stovall. He was returning home from a hunting trip in Kansas. And there he is with his wife, Ashley. He's coming home from a boys' trip. And they were there duck hunting. Stovall's from Maryland. And was said to be flying with at least 6 of his friends, some of whom he's known since childhood. His mother, Christina, said that he was an amazing son and father. Mikey did not have one enemy. He loved everybody. He's the happiest person. He saw good in everybody, almost to a fault. Don't we all? Don't we all see the good in everybody, almost to a fault? Rest in peace, Michael Stovall. Rest in peace. Jesse Pitcher. It's him on the right. He's on the same trip as Stovall. So that's his friend. He was the owner of a plumbing business. Come on now. And was in the process of building a new home with his wife, Kylie, who he married just over a year ago. He was just getting started with life, 30. His friend Brandon Turner said, boy, oh boy, what a ride it's been. Such a shame it had to end so soon. He was a true friend, always down for an adventure, always held a special heart, or a special place in his heart, always and forever, Brandon's saying about Jesse. Rest in peace. Ina Valyunskaya from Virginia was the skating coach. Oh, snap. She played Ariel on Disney on Ice performance of The Little Mermaid before becoming a coach in 2002. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Who would have known I'm so glad that I'm doing this, and I promise to myself and to my audience that this will be something that I do as often as I can manage to do it. That when tragedy happens like this, that we recognize everybody. And if they give information on these people, that we go through every piece of it. Because who would have known that all of this was on that flight? So we're going to celebrate these people. We're going to celebrate these people. Instead of crying, we're going to celebrate this. We're not going to just gloss over this. We're going to celebrate these people. Who would have known this?
And what are your goals for the future in figure skating?
My goals are to actually be a part of Team USA and travel around the world.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Ina. Wendy Schaefer was a mother of two. And a wife. Mother of two? Yeah. Wendy Schaefer was a radiant soul, a devoted wife, and an incredible mother to her two beautiful boys. Her love, kindness, and unwavering spirit touched everyone who knew her, and her absence leaves a void that can never be filled. She dedicated her life to creating a warm, loving home filled with laughter and care. Her boys were her greatest pride and joy, and she dreamed of watching them grow into the amazing individuals she knew they would become. Her husband, Nate, said he is still waiting to wake up from his nightmare, but I fear this is the truth. Wendy was not just beautiful on the outside, but was a truly amazing woman through and through. She was the best wife, mother, and friend that anyone could ever hope for. Rest in peace, Wendy Schaefer. Alexander Kirsanov. He attended the Kansas event with his skaters. Sean Kay and Angela Yang, his wife, the former skater's body has not been recovered yet from the debris, his wife said. Golden said the couple always used American Airlines when flying to the competition, and that she usually goes with her husband. This time, they go without me, and all of them are gone. Rest in peace. Let's hope that they recover his body. Rest in peace, Alexander Kirsanov. Sean Kay and Angela Yang. So Sean Kay and his skating partner Angela Yang died on the flight with their coach. So Alex was the coach. Those are the two skaters right there. Man, they getting it. To be that young and be that good? Huh. Okay, I understand. Our future was in good hands. Okay. Our future is in really good hands. I understand these are just skaters, but this gave me hope. This right here gives me hope. I don't live off of hope, but this gives me a lot of hope right there. The pair had won first place at the 2025 Midwestern Sectional U.S. Ice Dance Final only 2 months ago. They were out here getting hardware. They were out here getting chips. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Sean Kay. Rest in peace, Angela Yang. Rest in peace, Alexander Krasanov, the coach. Lydia, Everly, Donna, and Peter Livingston. So the sisters were members of the Washington Figure Skating Club. That's the family. So they were from Ashburn, Virginia. The Livingston's were just a big personality family. They were loving, they were thoughtful. Donna and Peter were extraordinarily supportive parents. They were loving parents. They were doing anything for their children. Lydia and Everly were like bright children, very talented skaters and super bubbly. Mm. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Livingstons. Casey Crafton. Casey was a father of three. He was also married. He was an active member of the community in Salem, Connecticut. Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont paid tribute to him by saying Salem has lost a dedicated father, husband, and community member. Please keep his family in your thoughts and prayers during this incredibly difficult time. Tributes also came in from Montville Soccer Club, where Casey volunteered. The club said he was a valued volunteer who helped to enrich the lives of all those he came in contact with. Salem Little League also shared a statement saying that our small town is heartbroken by a devastating tragedy involving one of our beloved Little League members. Rest in peace, Casey Crafton. Whew, man. That's tough. Let's let's just take a moment of silence. All right. Just remember that these accidents don't happen often. Aviation is still, or flying is still, the safest mode of transportation. So don't be afraid. But just say a prayer for the families. That's all we can do at this point. That's all we can do. And also, this leads me into my final segment. Perfectly leads me into the final thing that I have to say is don't let the plug get pulled on you. What do I mean by that? Don't let the plug get pulled on you. If you're still here, you have time. You have plenty of time to do what you need to do to make good on all of your promises to yourself, to your family, to your friends, to your extended family. You have time. You know what I mean? I just went down the whole entire list of all the victims on AA flight AA5342 and the Black Hawk. And everybody I named had something going on. That should be a wake-up call to not only me, but each one of you envious ones and lighters out there. That whatever it is that you're doing, you need to do it now. You need to figure it out now. Don't waste any more time. And if it don't work, well, oh well. Oh well. Do something else. Because as long as you got breath in your body, you got time. You have time. So, I just want you to know. Let me put this up here so you can see it. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle mix. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle mix. It's time to get this money pregnant and not these women pregnant. It's so easy to get distracted out here. And just like what happened the other night, unfortunately, it's a tragedy. It is a catastrophic catastrophe. It's unfortunate. Could it have been avoided? I'm not sure. I wasn't there. But as long as you have breath in your body, don't you dare quit 5 minutes before the miracle mix. What's the miracle mix? Okay. In recording music, you have your vocals, you have your instrumentations, you have your music, everything like that. And you have to mix it together. You have to EQ it. As in, when you EQ, equalization, you're adding and you're subtracting waves, sound waves. And you're mixing and molding and gelling and forming the clay together to make that miracle mix. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle mix. Don't quit. Don't get distracted because you don't know when your plug's going to get pulled. You have no idea when your plug's going to get pulled. You don't know who needs you. You don't know who needs you to do what you're doing. And you may not even say a word to them, but they're watching you. I always feel like somebody's watching me. You don't know who's watching you. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle mix. It's time to get this money pregnant, not these women. See, me, I made all the mistakes. I haven't gotten anybody pregnant. So let's understand that. I definitely haven't done that. But see, what I'm doing right now, I'm living my dream. I dedicated my life. I dedicated my life. I dedicated my life to this. Everything I've done has led up to this moment right here. And I'm still working, and I'm still sitting here and sharpening my knife, and I'm still honing my craft, and I'm still perfecting what it is that I'm doing here. And eventually, it's going to pay off. And I'm going to work until it pays off. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle mix. It's time to get this money pregnant and not these women. Why? You don't know who you'll be 5, 7, 10, 12, 20 years from now. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams because he always says that. And I'm going to always give him credit every single time. Don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle mix. It's time to get this money pregnant and not these women. So you better stop sitting on skills and talents that could bring change to your entire life. Get to work. Make a plan. The plan don't have to be perfect when you start, but you got to plan to the end, and you got to plan to win. Because I'm playing to win. You playing against people like me, and I'm playing to win. I don't plan to lose. I'm playing to win. I want it all, and I want it all at the same time. So don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle mix. It's time to get this money pregnant and not these women. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, forever, I'm the senator of smooth and rude. I'm the czar of style. I'm your internet cousin, Don Tesla. Stay envious, be safe, take your time, stay dangerous, and travel light. Signal out.